Son. Son. I'm like numb. I'm numb. That hurt. Bro, that 4th and 17, bro. What sucks is, hell of a football game. We went into that half. Schrader had 144 yards. I think he finished the game with 180 under rushing. That's what sucks. The fire Armstrong, the fire Billy. Like, what sucks is the game was damn near well executed. You have a backup quarterback come in, still stay alive, get the lead. But what sucks is it just like you. It's like it's the equivalent of you make a good shot and then shoot an air ball. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how that was handled at the last little bit there, where you're driving and then you basically just sat on it. And I understand it. You've got a rookie quarterback in play in Max Brown. So, we would be questioning if he pushes too heavy and then they don't, he throws a pick or whatever. But it's like we played for the field goal, hoping to run the clock out. And it's like, dude, we played scared. Scared money don't make money. Sling that bitch into the end zone. Right? Like that's where I'm going to put it. I know 4th and 17 was unacceptable as well, too. There's just so many things. Yeah, dude. It sucks. It's absolutely brutal. This is the worst loss. It hurts the worst because we had it. We fucking had it. Plain and simple. Let's get some people in here, boys. What's up, big guy?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Good game, man.
Dude, It's like I know the fans are gonna be pissed, and I'm pissed too because there's a lot of things that that Billy, in my opinion, it falls on coaching, just dumb little mental errors, too many issues, but hell of a football game, football game,
and we got a dual threat quarterback in Max Brown too.
That was fun. That was fun to see him kind of, he looked like a general out there, man. He did a phenomenal job. I was happy to see how well he did, man. That was really cool to watch.
I was with a group of people watching it, and when he got on the field, we're like, okay, what's going to happen with him? And he started running and started passing, and it opened it up completely. Like with Mertz, it was like here and there, it opened up. But with Brown, it was like fully unleashed the offensive capabilities. I was like, that's probably be our future quarterback.
Yeah, look, dude, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. We talked about it on Wednesday, right? Is Mertz gonna go to the NFL? But Brown looked good, man. He looked comfortable. He looked in control. The fact that he can run is huge in college football. I think we've seen that for the last few weeks. That opened things up, but obviously they didn't trust his ability to throw. So we'll see how it plays against him. It's gonna be a battle of the backups in FSU. But dude, the one thing, what sucks is what people are gonna overlook is the fact that we went into that environment, the fact that we struggled on the road and played as well as we did. And it's like, obviously the end result is to win. And we're going to focus on the 4th and 17 and focus on the things that we did poorly, which sucks. Yeah. It really, really does suck.
Well, apparently this is the Mizzou that held Georgia to like 3 quarters. So.
Yeah. that's what I'm saying. It's the same at home. Like they were in their environment, right? Everything was there. Yeah. So what did Mizzou end up with? Brady Cook, bro. He had like 80 yards. He ended up just turning on a fucking faucet, bro. So Cody Schrader, he only got 20 yards. They just started slinging the football around. Luther Burden with 9 catches for 158. DB just got cooked, man. Pun intended.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal stuff, man.
Especially that 4th and 17, bro.
4th and 17 is going to haunt us forever, dude. It's like the damn shoe throw. It's going to be the new shoe throw.
It is. I was pissed. You asked them on the fucking Discord. I was yelling. I was like, why?
Brutal. Alapac, I love you, man. I appreciate you calling in, bro. We're humping over here. We got like 15 people in here. Look, Professor's pulling himself in. Let me keep moving though. I appreciate you, big guy. Thank you for calling in as always. Love the jersey. Keep repping it. We'll be back next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, Tater Bait. Hit me, Matt.
I don't know what the fuck just happened. That's the best way I could describe it. I don't know what I watched besides a good football. It's all coaching. At the end of the day, like ETN not dropping in bounds. Like if you're gonna play scared for the field goal because you have a backup quarterback, I understand it. Next thing you know, that it's 4th and 17. There's 1 second left on the play clock. They're not gonna get it off, but they get to use their timeout because you didn't go down in bounds. Who's the one to tell you to go down in bounds? Clearly nobody. And it's an issue. Like with everything, it seems like the players, they expect the players to know it, but you got to treat your players like they're dumb because most of them are anyway. So
look, I think the biggest, and so I mean, it's the biggest thing we've been leaning on, but the youth on the field was exposed. Jordan Castell stepping up and going after the quarterback when he shouldn't. Those are big time plays where you can play close when you're playing a good team, and it comes down to a game time decision. You've got somebody who, and look, last week I had my concerns, and this week I felt, I don't know, man, like it sucks because the outcome isn't what we wanted. We had a couple bonehead decisions, but there's a lot of good things that. I know I'm going to sound like an idiot here, but there's a lot of good things that I was excited. Like if we won this football game, bro, like this conversation is completely different. We're talking about a one blown play at the end, but 98% of the game was played exceptional.
That's what I literally go at the end. I'm like, I've been getting bullied by my FSU friends for the past 12 weeks, and I can literally, we have no school this week. I can come back and be like, we just beat Missouri and FSU, and since I've been here last, and no, we're back, right? It would help the team so much going into that FSU week to get that how about them Gators at the end of it. Like that would give so much momentum to push forwards. Besides the fact that we got a guy at quarterback. We got a quarterback in center fielder who can sling it. But besides that, to take away from the game, as a player, like I play baseball, right? If we lose a game against the number one team in the country, which we did 2-1, I wasn't like, we played well. It was, we should have won that game. Like that, the players are going to look at it that way. And I feel like that's a more deflating loss than any other loss we've had this year because it was all but over.
For sure. No, I couldn't agree more. Well, Matt S says the Gators are bad for my health. That's true. That one hurt. I honestly think we'll beat FSU next week. Max Brown didn't disappoint. Go Gators. F Armstrong. I love it. Well, I appreciate it, Matt. Thanks, man.
Yep, of course.
Later, buddy. Cody, everyone's mad at me saying that my comments, if we allowed 33 points, that's just not exceptional. I mean,
yeah,
I get it. Obviously, I'm a little off the rocker here. Maybe not exceptional, but from what we've looked like, I think we made strides and bounds. Again, going into the half, we gave up 140 yards rushing. We only allowed 20 more yards. Now we gave up 300 yards in the air. So,
I think this is a very good fully stacked senior Mizzou team, and I think that truthfully, it just shows to beat a caliber team like this, you have to you can't go 98%. You got to go 100%. And I think this team goes out and they're pissed off again after not getting it right, and I think they hang 35 on FSU next weekend. Hopefully. In a dominating fashion.
What's up, Tony?
Bro, crazy, right? Hey, but I feel like we should have put this wrinkle in at least a little bit throughout the year, earlier in the year with Max Brown. That offense looked totally different with him in there.
It was weird, right? How it kind of just flipped. I mean, for his ability to be able to roll out, man, like that opened a whole new, like that. So what excites me is that's DJ Lagway, right? Like that's the future. When we saw that, I was like, whoa, everything kind of just opened up a little bit. But again, the issue though, where Billy's going to get a lot of flack, and I agree, and he deserves every single bit of it, was just you clammed up at the end. They knew you were running the ball. That would have been a perfect play action. Let Max roll out, and he can either keep it with his legs or hit like a little Hayden Hansen little tight end rollout. You've been doing it all game. They were doing it to you. It was a perfect time to do one of those things. I understand you don't want to put the ball 100% in Max Brown, but this is going to be your guy. You can pretty much tell he's going to be your guy. Allow him to be the guy in that moment. He'd been balling up to that point. Let it keep rolling. He's feeling it.
I was ready to tell my lies, man. I was ready to tell my lies if we won this one.
Oh, you bro. You don't want to know I was going to come on this bitch.
Future, bro. Hey,
I was about to come on this bitch. I was about to send her. Man. That was 4th and 17, bro. Yeah, that's what hurts the most, dude. 4th and 17. You can't give that big play up. You can't. He hadn't hit a deep pass all night. He kept just airballing the shit out of it. He was eating you up in the middle. That's a nunnery.
The defense fall asleep, man, in the important moments. That's the only thing. They fall asleep in the important moments. And every mistake catches them.
It hurt. It hurt. You going to the game next week?
No, I'm in Atlanta, so
Oh,
I would have loved to go this year, but I'm gonna try to go next year.
Tough stuff, man. What's your overall thoughts on it, Bubba?
I feel like though that this is wild. Like, I pray that both of these quarterbacks make a speedy recovery. And
yeah, that is crazy.
This is crazy. It's wild. But all right, man. Go Gators. Appreciate it.
Go Gators, Tony. Appreciate you calling in, big guy, as always, man. Good seeing you, man. We'll bounce back next week. Yo, B says, number 9 in the country in their home turf, guys. Even the announcers talk about the youth on the defense, O-line, and defense. We're close. Stay positive in the age of social media. Recruit, see feedback. And that's, look, I think that's a healthy way of looking at it. Unfortunately, I don't. By the pulse of the chat this evening, I can tell it's not going to be that way. Like, it doesn't matter what you say, you're going to get railroaded. So I'm going to just keep my mouth shut. So I'm going to keep getting plastered in the chat here tonight. Because it's clearly, what did he say? Seeing you'd expect us. Oh, I mean, yeah. Why wouldn't you expect to win every game, Hazelnut? Go Gators! You changed your name. I thought you were pissed off a minute ago.
Yeah, I changed my name.
I also thought you weren't watching anymore. You keep telling me lies every week.
No, I said I was gonna watch.
Okay, you watching next week?
Yeah, I'm definitely watching that ass woman that's about to get thrown at FSU. And I can't wait for Steve to come back after the FSU game after he loses and see the look on his.
Yeah, everyone's down bad right now. They took their quarterback. He's not feeling too well either. So,
but yeah, Mertz. Yeah, I hate to see it, but I also like that that Brown came in, and he's young, so it's kind of like when you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can basically teach a young dog everything, and he has everything. Brown has everything. When it comes to throwing the ball, running the ball, he has everything.
Yeah, no, I think I liked what I saw on Max. The one thing I put in the Discord when he came in, I said, look, I'm excited to see what he's able to do. His athletic ability hypes me up, but and we really didn't get this. I don't think he choked. He had that fumble, obviously, in the red zone, which is huge. That would have been 3 points, maybe a touchdown. But other than that, I think he looked great. But I think Billy was conservative because Max Brown was in there. If Graham's in there, who knows what happens, right? We throw a nice little seamer up the middle to Ricky Pearsall again. So that was what I was concerned about. Obviously, Billy felt the same way. But look, Billy's going to get ridiculed and crucified, and as is Armstrong for that play in the 4th and 17. And I mean,
Armstrong's got everything that he needs coming to him, because that 4th and 17, like,
it's gonna be tough to bounce back from.
You were in a perfect situation to end the game right there, and you didn't have your guys ready.
Yeah, 500 yards of total offense. Maybe it wasn't as good as it looked. I don't know. All right, big guy. Well, I guess we'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll move him up. All right, bye-bye. See you, man. Gabe Davis, talk to me.
With 17, man, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. How are you not going to bring pressure on that, man?
That's
we know our guys can't cover. We know our guys can't cover. Well, look, whenever is it just me or did you watch the game? We would get Brady Cook outside the pocket. He's throwing the ball away. He's not making a play when he's outside the pocket when he's being chased by Princely. If you bring pressure right there, he's not going to have time to run 17 yards down the field and get a great pass off. Like, that's just crazy to me that you don't bring pressure right there. Like, I just don't understand that.
Yeah, look, I was talking to my buddy watching the game because somebody said somebody needs to get fired tonight. As much as I love Mark Hawk, I mean, bro, we look like we got bullied out there. Mitchell getting bullied. I mean, going back to Wingo getting bullied last night. Like, we're just getting lifted and picked. Like, somebody wants a head swung. I don't know if we're gonna get it this week. I think it's gonna happen at the end of the year. I keep saying that, but I could be wrong. I
don't know. What hurts most, man, is just that's our bowl game right there. Like, we win that game. We don't even have to win next week to win a bowl game, but now we have to win next week. But there were so many coaching calls that were just so questionable that I thought of. Like how you were talking Why are we just going straight run the ball when they know it's coming? Are we not even
Yeah,
trying to score a touchdown?
Yeah, it was like we just kind of like, all right, we're just gonna play for a field goal and try to leave you with a little time. I'm like, that doesn't feel right, like a right play call. It didn't seem
Yeah,
right.
and
So
we have Max Brown who comes in, who's just eating up the defense when we go read option. We don't run one read option right there, give him at least the opportunity to run the ball. Like you can't go
no,
three straight handoffs just back to Trevor when they know it's coming. They know it's coming.
Gator
Like
Overseas says $4 or $5.
You gotta do something, bro.
Yeah, I think someone also says too, like, look, like seeing kind of how Max was, like, why hasn't he been in more? Just kind of like a little Tebow S thing, come in and he has the ability to throw it too, but just a little play action. I mean, such a huge factor we were able to see. And again, these are questions that are going to get just pelted to Billy in questioning his play call. And again, you know, we're the fans over here thinking we know it all, and I think that's kind of always the play of the coaches of like we know what's best, and I can appreciate that, but it's like this guy comes in and does this. It's been sitting on the bench all year long, and he's coming in at cold and just pops off like that. Was it luck? Was it just kind of like, you know, just freshman little vibe going? I don't know. Not freshman, but you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. I don't know. I agree. I think we should have seen more. I 100% agree. And look, this is where Billy's gonna get the smoke. It's hard to continue to keep defending it and be positive. I like the fact that the team still, you know, rallied around. This is a game we could have easily just folded and quit, and that's where that excited me. But people aren't going to be happy with it. Happy with that. Nobody wants moral victories, and I get that.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. That's just the main thing. Like, how do you not at least give him the opportunity to run the ball right there, or at least just throw it out to the flat, high percentage play, screen pass, something like that.
Change it. I mean, yeah, give it some hope.
Let him have a timeout. that just killed me too.
Yeah, that's just lack of awareness. That's brutal.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they called their timeout on a play to set up the fourth down. So if they don't have their timeout, they're not getting the play call in for whatever they want, design, all that. But I understand how, like, usually you're talking about Billy, how he's going to be, like, criticized for all this. But, like, he should know, like as fans, we know our defense they're not going to come up in big moments like that. Like, a minute 30, that's just too much time.
Well, the team,
like,
way kind of slicing you up. Yeah, it was, and you could have, again, you're there, right? I mean, try to win the game. Try to score.
Exactly.
Don't try to just
because you would feel so much more better if you just go in and get a touchdown and there's a minute and 30 left on the clock. Now they have to get a touchdown.
For sure. All right, Gabe. I appreciate it, big guy, man. Thank you for calling in as always, Bubba.
All right. Yep. You have a good one, man.
Appreciate it. Hey. I know. I mean, I'm not gonna talk too much shit, but I put 40 on Louisville today, so I'm feeling pretty good.
It's okay. I'm still waiting for y'all to be bowl eligible, so it's okay that you'll get your bet when y'all actually, you know, could have a postseason game. That's all the trash talk I'm gonna do for y'all.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's all cool. That's a tough one, man. But I see it. Like I see Billy's idea of what the offense is, because if you get Lagway, who is more athletic than Brown, I actually could see you guys actually being really competitive.
Yeah, that was the bright side there. But again, the problem is that was exciting, but it's just lack of awareness, and it's been a common occurrence now going back to last year, and that's where he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it through. Like I fully defend that.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's not going to matter. Y'all got to get some better O-line in the transfer portal.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Your defense is really young, so excited to see how that's going to go. And I just need y'all to please beat FSU next week.
Gonna do our best shot time.
Well, no, because we should have.
I agree. Yeah.
Like
I agree. You should have. I was cheering for y'all.
Oh no, for sure. We tell their fans all the time, like, y'all are not that good. Y'all aren't. Y'all have been getting lucky all year. So I need y'all to do that, because if you all clinch a bowl eligible, like a bowl game next week, I have a feeling we're going to play each other in a bowl game, which would be a lot of fun.
Oh, that would be fun. You're right. Good call. Probably not though, because last year we played a 9-3 Oregon State, while FSU was 9-3 and played a 6-6 Oklahoma. So they'll fuck it up somehow. But yeah, I would be down for that.
Yeah, no, for sure. But first of all, I just don't want FSU going to the playoff, even though I would love to see them get beat.
I don't think they get past Louisville. without Travis.
No, Brom was dialing some stuff.
Yeah,
up.
he looked. Yeah, I saw his stats. He looked. I mean, but Trey Benson's gonna be good. But Louisville. I mean, struggled stopping you guys, but they can score with the whim. So we'll see. But hey, man, I always appreciate you calling in, being a good sport, man, and good luck to you guys in your last game of the season.
Oh yeah, no, y'all too. Please beat. Please. I can't stand them.
You and me both.
Yeah. All right, man.
Later, Bubba. Oh, whoops. Mud.
So, man. Hey, first, before I say anything about this game, I just want to say shout out to Jamonte Waller's brand new team, man. Losing by 21 to New Mexico State. I hope you enjoy every freaking penny you got from them.
Oh, money on a different level tonight, boys.
All right, now I can talk about the game.
Did Kansas win? This isn't me trolling. Did they win?
No, they lost. Kansas State. They were their third string.
But they covered though. They covered though, right?
Yeah, they lost by 4.
All right, we're good. I picked them, so we're good. 900 people in here, boys. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. If you guys are trolls, whatever, it doesn't matter. Show some kind of love. You guys are fucking roasting me in the chat, so do something. How you feeling, buddy?
Dude, that was just pain, man. We had that. It's like I've been defending Armstrong all year just because the guys are young, but it's like in that situation, man, 4th and 17, you got to be aggressive, go for the win. He just sat back, and again, like it's been said already before, our defense hasn't stopped anybody all year. It's like you really expect them to stop them on that long play, but man, it's just brutal. And then, like you said, man, I don't know what's going on with our strength and conditioning coach, but our safeties are so weak and soft. Did you see today? I don't know. It's like if our safeties are afraid of getting targeting penalties, but Miguel Mitchell on that 30-yard play goes for it, has a chance for a monster. He can hit him in the ribs, chest. He just waits for the guy to catch it, and then he's like, okay, now I'll let you hit me, hurt me. And then even earlier, the other safeties kept whiffing on everything, giving up these huge plays.
That's a major right moment right there. That's a tear up and let her fly. That's a Happy Gilmore moment. You know what I mean? Like you're just feeling good. Like let's send it. Let's knock the ball loose. Big hit gets just fired up. I'm not gonna go for the ball. I'm going for this man's life right now. I'm gonna erase this man.
Right.
And
even Duke Castleton, they had a play. They threw it out in the flats. He had a chance to kill the guy. He waits for him to catch him, and then he whiffs on a tackle. They get 40 yards. Just all season.
Yeah, look, man, it's going to be hard to, I mean, I'm not going to try to defend it. I mean, it is, there's a lot of frustration. Again, I feel like the team, the thing is what sucks is because, tell me if I'm wrong, buddy, because of the chat, there's some trolls in there, so I don't know how much of it is reality.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that the game was played very well for the most part. Yes, there's areas of concern when you look deep down. There's definitely some issues with penalties, the blown calls, big plays. I get you have those. I mean, unfortunately that's part of the game. It wasn't a perfect game. I'm not saying that it was perfect, but to Florida standard, to what we've been doing all year, I feel like we found ourselves and we're in a nice little bit of a rhythm in controlling the game to a certain aspect. Am I crazy there? Or am I?
No, dude. It was everything was scripted perfectly. It was just like Ricky Purcell, when they had that meeting on Monday, he'll say it. Watch the film. We're a few plays short and behind every freaking game. They're going to watch this film tomorrow, man. They're all going to be sick to their stomach saying, dude, we had it. We had this game. But also, dude, I know he's not going to play probably next week, but shout out to Graham Mertz, man. Dude, he went out like a champ on that freaking run.
Dog,
he hurt those 2 linebackers in the same play.
That was the little Tim Tebow-esque.
I'm like, dude, I would be so happy if that guy's our quarterback next year. He is so, man, that was such tough grit.
Here's what excites me, right? Like, I know I'm kind of getting ahead of it and I'll get sunshine pumper, but like, think about next year. Although I know we're saying we need new offensive linemen, which we do, but Jake Slaughter has stepped up tremendously. Austin Barber will have another year under his belt. Cameron Waits will have another year. So some of these guys, I'm happy we've got.
NTN had a few of those big runs. The freshman, Harris, he was in at left guard.
Najee, yeah.
Harris
those guys shouldn't be going anywhere. We go get a few more to plug and chug. Maybe it's not as, we're not as far behind. Quarterback play, I don't think Mertz goes anywhere. Max Brown now, I don't feel too concerned. And then you got DJ Lagway, running back room. We'll see what happens with that. We need to go be aggressive in the transfer portal for wide receivers too. I think we have some good wide receivers, but I'd love a nice big guy too. To combat that. And then defensively, we got some great linebackers coming in, but I think we need to have, some health. But the D line, for the most part, outside of Princely, should be coming back as well too. So I know I'm getting ahead of myself and trying to be, very optimistic. But man, because I just know we win this football game, bro. The entire narrative is flipped, right? There's the conversation is completely different,
dude. I also think in the third quarter, I know I hate injuries, but they're always part of the game. But did you notice how well the offense played once Damian George? He went out.
Right?
They put Waits at left tackle, and they put Hudson at right tackle, man. They were flowing. They couldn't be stopped the rest of the whole half, man.
Yeah. I agree.
It was thing at Florida State.
Crazy how you take out a guy like that. I mean, who knows if he's just a cancer, if he's just that lazy. I mean, we see it, right? But that's also, again, a question of like, if we can see it, and then the moment he comes out, you see a massive change. Like, how are we missing this? How can we see this as fans and constantly call for it, but you continue to go back to the same broken process? That's where Billy is it's hard to defend him at that point, right? Like, I think he's, again, they would compare him to the guy from Tennessee. Who's his name? You know his name. Not Hype, the other guy. Pruitt?
Oh, what's his name?
Not Pruitt.
Potato Head.
Butch Jones,
yeah.
Just a team guy, right?
Yeah.
I think keeping the morale together is definitely a team thing, but
dude,
well,
Billy,
Muddy,
he's gonna be doing some soul searching this offseason, man. If he wants to save his job.
Yeah, no, look, a lot of things are gonna have to do some change, and he better get to fucking work. But I think that the talent's there. I think we can all agree the youth that what we see, there's potential. We need some coaching in to help elevate that a little bit. But man, should be fun. Muddy, I appreciate you as always, big guy.
All right, appreciate it. Love you guys.
Love you, buddy.
See you, bud.
Kratos War says $5. Blame the offense just as much as the defense. They didn't do anything in the first half after the initial drive. Look, I mean, I'm not going to blame one individual person, but thank you for your $5. I appreciate you.
What's with Wilson again? Just disappearing.
They kind of like went to him like overly aggressive and then quit going to him.
Yeah. Like when you need him in the fourth?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Kristen, what's up, man?
What's up?
How are we feeling?
Question.
Yep.
If we beat Florida State next week, do we storm the field?
Fuck no, dude. We never do that. I hope this. How old are you?
Look, okay, this is my point of view. I'm 23.
Okay.
All of my life, we've been mediocre.
Okay.
I'm tired of these fucking fans that got to live through the 90s, that got to see the good shit.
That's fair.
All I've seen is mediocre, bro. I don't give a shit that.
That's fair.
Like,
I get it. So
we're not
that's
the
why I asked how old you
Florida
were.
Gators anymore, bro. We're not that. Like, people's got to quit being delusional. And I think that's, like, one of our problems. We have, like, all these expectations. We're just not that program right now, you know?
No, we've been adamant about that on the show. The expectation is a little. We're not nowhere near, but we don't storm the field, bro. That ain't a thing. That ain't a thing. That's Clemson's thing. They got that thing down pat. It seems fun and it seems cool, but like the idea of that is like team that storm the field. It's I don't know. Florida fans, like you'll piss off the old heads, and it's a big fine too. if you go to the game, they have like signs flashing like "Do not storm the field. You'll be arrested." Blah 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 blah. So that we will not
what
storm
was
the
that
field.
one game? Do y'all remember? I think it was last year where
we didn't storm the field.
It was a basketball. No, it was a basketball.
Game. Yeah,
and
we beat Auburn.
People ran onto the court.
Yeah, we beat Auburn. Basketball's a little different. I like basketball. To me, is a different atmosphere. I feel like that's because how. I know it's kind of like hypocritical here, but I don't know. For me, basketball games, because like you have buzzer beaters and it's a little bit different to where that you just kind of like it's rushing a basketball field is a little more of like normal, and I'm okay with it. Football, you kind of have just more so your underdogs that do it, and then Clemson does it for every game. But
yeah, well, I was just because like they stormed the field on us last year, and we were like 6-6. So,
Florida State.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want to be that? You want to be that? They look like bitches.
I mean, they're number 4 though.
Yeah, an undefeated team that would be pretty massive. Yeah, but without Jordan Travis, I don't think it has the same kind of vibe to it, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna have Graham Mertz apparently. So
sorry, great. I called a basketball field. You know what I meant. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you calling in, big guy. What else you got? One last thing. Go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say, but yeah, these next like 6 weeks or so for Napier is gonna be huge on probably defining his career here, like staff changes, portal.
Oh yeah.
How you gonna finish recruiting? And then I was just gonna also say that like Bro, I can't even get on Twitter no more. It's not even opponent fans. It's our own fans that are still going toxic. Like, bro.
I said the same thing to Shelton this week.
Like,
yeah, it's brutal.
literally,
It's ruthless.
I can't remember this one Twitter account, but he's been crying. He cried. He started crying at Arkansas. He cried 6 days until we lost again. 6 more days. Now we just lost again. So, yeah, that's just. And for the people that saying that we should have kept Mullen, like, bro, like at least our team hasn't quit on him yet. You know.
You gotta realize that some of the stuff we gotta kind of just ignore. It's just nonsense. Somebody said Armstrong's fire. I'm trying to double check, make sure that shit didn't happen. Hold on.
Nah, bro, it should be Rob still.
You know, I thought this game was gonna be kind of one of those where they were gonna show up flat, but that was not the case.
Yeah, I kind of had that vibe too, but they showed up, so I'll give them credit for that.
For sure. I appreciate it, Chris, man. Thank you as always for calling in.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too, Bubba. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, guys? Hey, man, it's these ones that it's one play away. They just sting a little more.
Oh, yeah.
But let's be honest with ourselves. We can go back. There's a dozen times where we could have went back and that one play changes the whole, maybe it's that fumble, right? When do we get past this? We need one play. We shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be at the one more play, wins us the game.
Yeah, but I think
say
so.
Fourth and
the thing is, though, that's where we're at, right? So I agree with you, and I think we're working towards that. But to be honest with you, right? Like we had a show this morning, show on Wednesday. I'm reading the chat. I'm reading the comments. Nobody expected to win this game. Everybody's like, hey, expect to get blown out. Expect to go in there and get your ass kicked. The consensus was we all agree, like, hey, can we just look decent? And the reason, what sucks is that we did do that, but it's again how we lost, right? Like it's weird, like it's like a weird fucking shitty situation. It's like fuck, dude. Like we were right there. We did everything that we would want. Like, if we did all this but lost by like 40, we would have been pissed for sure, and probably the same comments would be there. But it was like, oh yeah, we expected this. Like whatever, we're focused on FSU anyways. But because it was so close, it's like we're just back into this like not toxic emotion again.
I told my wife it's the ones that you can win and don't. And it was that, it was that point at the end of the game. We know we can win. We've played at least decent enough to win the game, and then we don't. It's almost like I would rather have taken that 14 or 20 point blowout that was probably expected, right? But just to know that we could have and didn't. Hey, our defense can't tackle. It's fundamental. That's all it is. I don't know if maybe they don't get it or maybe our coaches aren't coaching it right. But I like seeing them get to the ball now. And this Gator team that we have right now, that was an improvement. So I like that going into next weekend against Florida State. Interesting dynamic with two quarterbacks being out. Bad for both of them. I really wanted Jordan Travis. I wanted to play Jordan Travis. You mentioned it earlier today. I want to win or lose.
Look, I think if we go to Max Brown, I think it's back to like nobody can say, well, hey, our backup was in. Like we're back to it's Imano, in my opinion. Right.
And Rodemaker coming in, in that game, I know it's nobody that they're playing, but Jordan Travis did nothing in that game. He gets hurt. Rodemaker comes in and they score quickly in that first half, and they do it pretty impressive. So maybe it's just a new dynamic. Maybe it's kind of a fresh for both teams. And I mean,
this kid's a junior.
Now it's not so predictable, right? Now the Florida State game is a little less predictable.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree completely. It's gonna be fun.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Jay. I think it's going to be interesting to watch for sure. It's definitely it changes the whole dynamic of that game. But with both starting quarterbacks be out, I don't feel like any team can really say, well, this or that, right? We're right back to even, in my opinion. So we'll see.
It was really good to see the playbook open up for Max Brown.
That was cool. That was fun.
That he has some packages that maybe aren't being studied on film, haven't been studied on film, and I'd like to see how deep that playbook goes next week and maybe catch a Florida State defense off guard, and maybe our defense can just get a hat on the front plate of a number enough times to give us the Gators by 1 million next weekend.
For sure. I love it. I appreciate it, Jay. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir, man. Matt says no excuses for blowing it tonight. We will win next week, giving us some momentum we need to hold on to the rest of the 2023 class and pick up a few more. David Street, look at that beard, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have a bad day when you got a beard like that. What's up, big guy?
No, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm you see it.
I know. I haven't really called in after a loss, so I figured it was time to change that, man. But look, people are going to blame Billy for going for the field goal, and I get it. But, dude, there is no excuse to not make a stop on 4th and 17 with what? I think it was 38 seconds left in the game. We had that game won, okay? We make that stop, the call doesn't even matter anymore. But once again, our defense lets us down. And it's funny because, we talk about like the first 3, 4, maybe 5 games, our tackling was incredible. Like we couldn't miss anything. And now it's like we can't fucking tackle anybody anymore. But listen, I'm not out on Armstrong yet. And the reason why is because I knew that our numbers in the beginning, our defensive points per game allowed was a bit inflated. And I knew that they were going to go up as the season went on. So that's why I'm not out on Armstrong yet, man. But he's really been pissing me off.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I get a few of those coaches are, if you like in the chat, the Twitter, they're all out on this coaching staff. Which, look, it's just I don't know anymore, man. You get that win, and like I said, the whole dynamic changes because it's a hard fought win. You go down, you do everything right. You get that stop in 4th and 17, which was you should have. It's like, hey, all right, we did what we were supposed to do. All right, we got a good win. There's some areas to improve on, but you closed out. But you blow a 4th and 17, and then all of a sudden, all the issues come back to surface. Right, that's kind of what happened there. So
yeah, and then how about Mevis doing the Gator chomp, man? Like I don't know about you, but every time our opponents do the Gator chomp, I literally get physically sick. Like I understand why they do it; they have every right to, but I just hate it so fucking much.
People get irritated with it. I genuinely I like it. It's that competitive edge to me because guess what? If it's the other way around, I'm right fucking here, baby. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where you make your bed, you got to lay in it. So it's one of the things we have. And like, bro, when Miami lost today, I was like this at the screen because I had 50 on fucking Louisville, so I was all up in that shit, right?
That's definitely fair. But still, we're sports fans. We're always going to be irrational, right?
No, again, dude, you're not the only. I love hearing it because Florida fans always say that. Like that shit just gets me fired up. I'm like, dude, we're obnoxious twats when we do it, right? Like, and so it's like, what do you expect? Like, I anticipate all the heat and the flack because I give it out. So it's just the biggest thing I think for people just in general is keeping it in between. Like, think about shit talking in a football field, right? The issue is nobody keeps it in between the lines. They always go outside the lines and it has to take it to another level. And it's like, we can't have a conversation anymore because it's supposed to be here, but that you've now taken it out here. And it's not fun because now it's too personal. Your feelings are hurt. My feelings are going to get hurt. It's like, I'm cool with talking shit. We can get nasty with talking shit about this, but there's an art in keeping it in the middle. So if you're going to Gator chomp me, that's keeping it in here. I'm cool with it. Yeah,
that's fair. Well, last thing I'll just conclude with is I shouldn't let this get to me, man. We're a basketball school anyway, and a baseball school, I should add.
Yeah, fuck FSU. Take that 89-68, bitch.
That was so good. I wish we won by more, man. But what a fucking!
I wanted 100. I wanted 100 for sure.
Dude, same here. All right, well, I'll let other
appreciate
people
it, man.
But
keep that beard up. I'm trying to catch you. Yeah, I said that earlier, Alex. The 4th and 17 feels worse than the shoe toss almost. It really does.
The 4th and 17 almost didn't happen either. Everybody's kind of forgetting, but Manny Nunnery had a easy pick 6 and drops it.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, that was
And Kimber almost had a pick also.
Kimber. Oh, Tiffany keeps going, and I'm like, who the fuck is talking? Like, I'm looking around, like, what's behind me, bro? Freaking me the fuck out. Because it's like just your screen. I'm like, yo, is there somebody here and I can't fucking see him? Oh, he muted himself. I don't care if she. agrees with you. I was just wondering. All right, Travis, what's up, baby?
Bro, are we in here? Are we live? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First of
We're
all,
live,
I've been
Tiffany,
texting
we're
you.
live.
Okay. Cody, where you at? Turn your camera on, first of all. Second of
Fucking
all,
live.
Sheldon, I texted you about this call-in show. I waited like an hour, bro. I was already outside. All I got to say is tonight we should have won. It's one of those, just like Arkansas, where we had an opportunity to win the game at the end of the game. And ultimately, the defense folded. So I don't know how y'all feel about it, but, with the injuries at the O-line, having the swap, I was actually pretty impressed. So,
yeah, look, I tried to be a little positive about the game, and I got completely just drug in the comment section. So I held off for now. But there's a lot of good things that I was happy about, and maybe I think I'm trying to see the perspective of like we're having moral victories, right? And in the sense like we shouldn't even be.
not me. I told y'all in the chat, like, there's no more victories, right? We should go win this thing. We've
Yeah,
had
for sure.
multiple
I'm not saying
opportunities
like,
to do
hey,
so.
this is okay, right? But it was like what I was happy to see was progress, and I felt we saw that this game more than we've seen any other games.
Yeah, and the thing is I don't know how many high top family members were at the field or anything, but Mizzou fans, they're not to be messed with, and I'm 1 and 2 being there. So, it's tough being around those fans and ultimately enduring that pain live. But whenever you have an opportunity in front of you and you have a chance to win the game, I think despite the fact that Graham Mertz went down, Max Brown, he showed some promise, as we all probably thought. And it's tough. It's tough, man. We go out and we show out. We had an opportunity in front of us, and ultimately, defense failed us once again, just like Arkansas.
Yeah, Armstrong's going to be feeling some smoke for sure, dude.
And
gonna...
the thing is like I've always preached positivity. Like, let's believe in Napier, let's believe in Armstrong, and like everything they're doing, despite the commits, decommitting and everything like that. Like, if they don't want to be there, like, I don't want them there, and I know I get a lot of smoke being 23, being a young Gator fan, but as far as I'm concerned, as long as I can remember, we've been terrible my whole life, right? Like, I barely remember 2008. I was 8 years old, right? Like, how much can an 8-year-old remember at that point, right? So, it's tough whenever you've got entire Gator Nation dogging the guy whenever he's, putting forth the effort to ultimately get us to that next level. And you've got ultimately entitled Gator fans that are going to run him out of town before we get an opportunity for him to show us proof of concept.
No, yeah, and that's kind of that's the fan base. It's ruthless. Kirsten, Shelton, you're the Dizzy Gator sign, right? I don't know what that means. Hopefully that's a good thing. I don't know.
But I believe in my boys. I rock my guys regardless. I love Napier. I love, the fact that we have the youngest team in America. Ultimately it's going to pay dividends. I love what y'all are doing. Cody didn't have his camera on, which is crazy. But
Cody getting roasted.
Cody, what's up, bro?
He's in bed. He's in bed. He's got
no,
his buddy over.
I know. It's all good, bro. But I expect, I kind of figured this is where it'd probably be at by the end of the year. But ultimately, I think going forward, I was here in Dallas. McKinney's like 20 minutes from me. We had the state championship game last night, and Xavier, that was his last opportunity to play for McKinney. But guess what? Willis won. And who do they play? DeSoto next week. Guess who's going to be there? Me. So I'll represent the boys, and I'm really excited for the future. I think there's a lot to sell here, and I think Napier's done a good job at selling the vision. So as long as the Gator fans and Gator Nation is not willing to jump ship on our guy, I think we'll be just fine here in the future. And I think you and Steven have talked about that quite a bit, here recently. It's just like, hey, you got to give our guys some time. And we talked about it. We didn't expect this season to go well. And the fact that we're, 5-7, like, that's kind of where most people expected us to be, honestly, even though we fought. And like, I've been very proud of this team and the fact that, hey, they don't give up, they don't quit. That's definitely something that you can look to and say, hey, Napier, that's the difference between him and the last coaching staff is like these guys, hey, they're not willing to give up. So, and that's one thing as a Gator fan I appreciate. So, anyways, I know you got more people. Like I said, I waited a while. So, hey,
no, you're good, man. I appreciate
fellas.
you guys. I appreciate you calling in, man. I appreciate you being patient, man. I appreciate everybody. When there's a lot on line here, and I appreciate you guys. We're getting to you one at a time. So I appreciate you guys.
No worries,
waiting,
bro.
Calling
hey,
in
you
as
already
always,
know
man.
what it is, brother. I love y'all.
Go Gators, baby.
Take it
Love
easy.
you, bub. Yes, sir.
I got a king size bed, guys. Chill.
Fucking Ricky roasting your ass. Tiffany roasting you in the cup, bro. Cody can't fucking catch a break, bro. I love it. Hey guys, I do want to say I appreciate everybody's waiting. I see there's like 12 of you in here, so I'm working through it as much as we can, but be patient. We'll get to you. Rogers.
Hey, what's up, Sheldon?
What's up, buddy? How you feeling?
So do you want the positive spin or do you want the negative spin? Because I can either way.
Whatever you want, man. I think you're gonna get roasted with whatever you give. There's no in between. Unless Terrell calls in, we're not gonna have a good answer. So just do you, baby.
You know what, right? So at halftime, we're all saying that it's the offense's, lackluster start. And that's what our main focus is. And now at the end of the game, we're focused on the defense.
Sure.
And
right. You're talking about halftime, right? I was criticizing the offense and the defense is doing well, right?
Exactly. And then so I've heard, sitting on and listening, I've heard the moral victory thing. With 6 losses, moral victories fly out the window, in my opinion.
Sure. I'm not trying to say there are moral victories. I think people are going to imply what I'm saying as a moral victory, but I'm simply just like how I'm feeling, right? Like it's like, fuck, dude. Like I was happy with how the game went for the most part. Again, because I was at the point mentally where I was checked in. It was like this game, could get ugly, could get out of hand pretty quickly. And it's like we kind of held our own for damn near the whole game. So that's where I'm trying to be, I was happy with that, but that's where people are going to take it. Like, oh, you're just being a moral victory. Like, no, I'm just telling you how I feel.
No, I get that. That was more referring just to previous, calls. The other thing is you watching the offense on the couch. I'm talking a little slow because I'm a little drunk. Sorry. Watching the offense on the couch, I'm sitting here looking and saying, if I see another bubble pre-snap motion, I'm gonna throw the remote through the fucking TV. Like, dude, not every play has to have a little bubble motion with either Pearsall or Wilson coming across. Just fucking snap the ball and go. We had how many false starts or how many times where it was a pre-snap penalty due to the motion not getting off for a delay game, or the offensive line was sitting there moving too early. It's like, I don't know. And I've been a Billy supporter. And I've sat here and said nothing really negative about Armstrong. I'm not going to start on Armstrong now. I feel like that was just the defense having a brain fart on 4th and 17. God, we're going to get roasted and your season's over tomorrow. And you have, I've been a Billy supporter, but like, I don't want to hop off the Billy train, but now we're losing recruits. It's easy to sell, going to a selling point. Here's the positive side. The selling point is, hey, if we had so-and-so and you at this point, the 5-star, 4-star athlete, you would make that play for us. Right now, we don't have that yet. We're a young team. So you can spin it and say, hey, this is how close we were. However, we're not seeing the results. And at the end of the day, it's wins and losses. And right now we're sitting at 5 and 6. I just pissed Cody off. So, he said, F it, I'm out.
No, you're good. He's in bed. No, I think, you're not wrong, right? It comes down to obviously winning football games, and to the point of recruits. I think that you're right. You're on the right direction of like, look, like if you see, hey, here's what the play was called, here's where the play was broke down by the player in, right? You come in, you don't make those mistakes, right? So, but that's all what could be and what should be. But right now we got to get through this season and figure out what we can do. How's the wife and your sticky note?
Sticky note's on fire.
Okay.
Wife's sleeping on the couch right now next to me. My final point, and then I'm gonna,
Yes,
and then
sir.
I'm gonna let the other
You're good.
ones.
Yep, you're good.
You know, I again, Jordan Travis, horrible, gruesome injury. But let's not you, but Gator fans, let's not sit there and go, hey, we're gonna have a really good shot because we lost to a pig farmer week 1.
Sure. No, I think we can't just go in there, you think like and sleep on it, right? Like it's still gonna be a
Yeah,
good football game.
exactly.
Yeah, no, I don't think just because Jordan Travis went down, like the kid's a junior that stepped in. Jordan
Mm-hmm.
Travis is an extreme playmaker, but they're not 10-0 because Jordan Travis. They're 10-0 because they're a good football team and they're well
Exactly.
coached. So it's still gonna be a hell of a football game. And I think, look, it was kind of like if we go in with Graham Mertz, they don't Jordan Travis, they win. Like, oh, well, we weren't fully healthy. Now that shit's out the window now. So it's back, like I said, it's back to even playing field. But I appreciate you as always, Austin. Love you, man. Be good, sleep tight. We'll get some rest and bounce back at it again next week, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, I see you.
See you, Bubba. Billy Tiger, next from Adam. Thank you, Adam, for the $5. Appreciate you. Cole, what's up, big guy? You've been waiting
It's
a
been
minute.
a while.
Bro,
How's it going?
It's going well, man, bro. The thing's packed. Every time somebody else freaking hangs up, a new one pops in. It's crazy.
I know. I waited for it. There's a few people that dropped out, and I'm like hurrying, trying to click, and it was like the line is full, and I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, it's been bumping. How you feel?
Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. You have a good show going, but dang, man, that one hurts a lot of bit actually. But I think it was a good game. We played a lot better than I thought we would. I mean, we had multiple offensive linemen out. We had our best defensive back out. Obviously, Graham Mertz gets injured. You put Max Brown, who hasn't really played at all. Has he even played a snap, really? Like, besides handing the ball off?
He threw a little bit, I think, like in not the Charlotte game. One of those games he came in for a little bit, but not to be honest with you, nothing crazy. And look, that's the thing too. Again, not to pump sunshine, but I'm pumping sunshine. I mean, we forget how thin we are. I mean, we're down Justice Boone, we're down Shamar James, Devin Moore, who he was kind of making a little bit of a run there. He's out. Yeah. I didn't see Scooby too much. I don't know what's going on with Scoob. Didn't see much of him. And then, I mean, obviously the defensive line, you saw the rotation, but the rotation comes in. It's Kelby Collins, TJ Searcy, Chris McKellen who's a sophomore, and Big Dez. Which not make excuses, just fact. And then, of course, Graham Mertz goes down. It's like, golly, dude, we can't catch a break right now.
I know. But I mean, like, hey, huge props to Max. Like, you put him in probably the hardest moment he could have ever gone in, like season on the line for a bowl game. Just moral hopes, like going down the drain, losing recruits. Like Billy's probably stressed out of his mind trying to keep this team together, like with all the pressure that us fans put on that guy. I mean, it was on Allie's show that Urban Meyer talked about the stress that it, just being a coach for Florida, entails and how much pressure us fans put on, coaches. And so I'm sure just like the whole stress of the moment, Max Brown could probably feel that going into the game, made that stupid mistake, fumbled the ball, they score. I mean, obviously that could have been the game, right? We score there, we score one more time, that's the game. And who cares? Like the game happened the way it did, but still, like, props to that kid for stepping up even after a mistake like that. And
looked like a fucking general. And this is the things that excite me because, like, I believe, like, when the team like that kind of shows hope, you got certain players that just has that fire in them. These are kind of the guys that we're trying to bring in and put together. Like, that's what excites me about what Billy and what I think he's building. Right? When you see it in Max, you see it in Mertz, guys that are definitely his guy that he's put a lot of time and effort into. That's where it's like that excites me. So again, it's just I think Billy's got to do a good job of putting better pieces around him. Right?
No,
and
I
think
agree. I mean, he's a supreme talent. Like, I don't even, what's the word? Like, he can find talent. He's great at evaluating. I hope that his evaluations at coaching staff, like with Austin Armstrong, I'm hoping that, it really does work out and maybe just the pieces aren't there on defense or something simple's going on. I don't understand like defensive schemes or anything at all. So to be honest, I don't know if it's just missed tackling and the guys not doing their part or if it's Austin Armstrong's actual responsibility of why this defense isn't.
We've had Shannon Snell and both drawing a blank. Stephen Harris both say that the scheme is actually pretty good. It's just executing. Both of them have confirmed that. So I'm going to reiterate that with Stephen Harris of like, look, man, I don't feel like the play calling was atrocious. Now that last 4th and 17, people are going to be frustrated because they want to call blitz there. But I think you have to understand the personnel who you got. I mean, they didn't have a sack all night. Like, it wasn't like we were getting to them, but I understand the pressure. put a little
Yeah,
bit
I mean,
pressure
I'm
on.
not going to be upset with the play call. They know way more than I will. I'm more bummed out that it just happened the way it did. It sucks. Super unfortunate. Guy's wide open. I'm sure some dude missed his assignment, but
For sure.
yeah, it's a bummer for sure. But I'm stoked for what we're building. I hope we can hold on to this class. Pull some Texas A&M guys over.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Yeah, keep building and whatnot. Hold everything together because I think Billy's the right guy. I think we're doing the right thing. I think we're gonna have the right pieces. I just think with our schedule, the upcoming years, just next year, it'll probably be a lot like this year, even if we're way better, just because of how hard our schedule is. So I hope that us fans will be patient enough to watch this all play out instead of running them off. But
For sure, we'll see. I appreciate
We'll
you, man.
see.
Thank you
Yeah.
for waiting, man.
Have a good night.
You too, Bubba. Thank
All
you.
right, see ya.
Mr. Vulcan, did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? Just a couple little things here, especially for the fans. Something you guys got to realize: Armstrong, Billy, and like half of Florida, they're all freshmen. And what I mean by freshmen, even Mertz, there are freshmen. What I mean by freshmen, they're all new for the most part to the SEC. They are learning as a group. There's always going to be errors in the defense, especially quote unquote Napier's second year. I consider this year his first year. Same thing with Armstrong. A lot of people are giving Armstrong a lot of crap about the way he's playing. He's playing his part of the ball or his part of the game, but you got to realize it's like he's a freshman to the SEC. I mean, the dude came from what Southern Mississippi or something like that. Prior of the Gators.
Yep.
And then what was he prior? What was he prior to that? Did he do something with Louisiana or Georgia or something along those lines?
I think he was with Billy somewhere else. I don't remember.
He's
where.
with them
Cody-
at Louisiana, and he sent them to Georgia to learn the Georgia scheme, and then he went to Southern Miss, was a linebackers coach, and then became the defensive coordinator for like a year and a half, and brought that defense back to eliteness at Southern Miss.
Gotcha. Okay, but you kind of see what I'm saying. Though, like they're all new to the SEC. This is their second year, whatever you really want to call it. I look at it as a freshman that they're learning the way the SEC is. Like they are building as a. I wish I could kind of show you what I'm trying to say, but they're building a unit that a lot of people just don't like, and when I mean they don't like, they just don't like the fact that they're not winning their games. But give Napier, give Armstrong one more year. I guarantee they're going to be a lot better than where they're at. I can see 2 coaches being hired in this offseason. What coaches? I don't know. But I can see 2 coaches getting hired, one to assist Armstrong and then the other one to be our play caller. As far as talent, you got to look at something like today, defense. Our defense held Missouri to only 177 rushes or yards in their rushes out of 32 attempts. They were only per rush was 5.5 yards. Their defense were doing something. We got multiple stops. Sure, our defense wasn't perfect, and then there's some things that Missouri kind of took advantage over the freshman defense. And when I wish I can kind of explain this a little bit better. I'm kind of stuttering my words here, trying to overthink everything I'm trying to say at once. But overall, look at the bright side, man. The Gators have something they're working on. They have something. Sure, it's not we don't get wins every weekend, and sure, it's bumming. But give them one more year, man. I can see Napier doing something. I can see Armstrong doing something. I believe they're going to be somewhere next year where the Gator fans are going to be happy.
Hopefully, man. Well, I appreciate your thoughts, man. And again, I think the big thing I think a lot of fans probably will agree with this is that I think you're right that hey, he's trying to build a young crew around him. It's just Florida fans aren't patient for that, and I don't think we're really we're supposed to be that school, right? You should come in and be effective. Like I get a learning curve, but Florida shouldn't be the school where you come and figure that shit out. That's where you do that. You do that at Southern Miss. You do that at Vandy. You do that at Tulane, right? That's where that gets figured out. So when you do come, it's an easy transition. It can't be like a 2-year, 3-year transition. You ain't gonna make it. So I get what you're saying. And look, if they're able to fix it in a year and figure it out, then yeah, sure. I just don't. Right now, it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah,
But
I got a question for you real quick before I leave. So when you say that that Florida shouldn't be a school like that, it's been over a decade since Florida's been a actual program and the football side of things. Why can't Florida be that type of school?
I mean, we don't want to be the school. I mean,
we don't want to, but why can't they? Like if
I mean, they can.
came
But
around,
the problem is you're not. The fan base isn't going to wait 3 years for a coaching staff to figure out its footing. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying they can't be, but bro, you see the chat. You see, like if this shit ain't gonna fly. Like if they were like, hey, we're gonna come out, we're gonna take 4 years, we're gonna go invest into these guys. These are our guys. That shit ain't gonna work. Like that's just not that. That's not who Florida is or should ever become. And I understand we've fallen off, but that's the concerning part that like we shouldn't even be there. But I appreciate you calling, man, as always. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Hey, buddy. $5 from Matt S says Florida should be hiring elite play callers, not freshman coaches. Yeah, with no experience, it's unacceptable. Fire them all and now hire experience. Trevor Bishop, what's going on, man?
What's up, Sheldon?
How we feeling?
I feel so. I'm kind of like you. I feel so.
Okay.
I got a few points. We'll start with the defense. The most complete game on defense since Tennessee.
Okay.
We are, and the scheme, you're right. The scheme is good. If you watch the film, if you watch anybody that knows anything about the scheme, Graham Mertz is right. There's a few players, or Pearsall, there's a few players that are out of position, and we get burnt on huge plays. But I think that they're young, freshmen. They're so scared to be in the wrong spot.
Yeah, playing scared. I agree with that.
They're so it's they want to do so well, but they're so scared to be in the wrong spot that they're in the wrong spot.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And I think Armstrong is the guy. His scheme is legit. His passion is there, but the strength and conditioning. I don't know if that's a problem. Seems to be.
Yeah.
So
I have some question marks on that for sure. Like, look, like there's play calling, right? There's blowing your coverage, and then there's just plain and simple, just fucking hit somebody. Yeah. And that's taught in the off season, right? That's taught. I mean, you can say week 12 in, but like if you're not coming in each week, each game just to kill somebody, that's a wiring system.
He's as for good as Castile is, he's had ample opportunities to blow somebody up.
Yeah, he leads the team in tackles. I heard that tonight.
But he seems weak. He seems soft on it. He doesn't commit, or he does commit and he can't wrap up. And what is the deal with people going for the legs instead of wrapping up?
Yeah, and they just get pick their feet up and go.
Going for the dive. I've seen all year people are just lowering their shoulder and going for the dive, and they're just getting jumped over, ran around. I mean, wrap up. It's but
tough.
It's tough. I do so I have less concern with Armstrong than I do with Billy at this point.
Okay.
Billy's recruiting is legit, or seems to be, if it doesn't fall all apart here in the last, last couple weeks. But Armstrong's scheme is legit. Billy's game day play calling is questionable. Now, this game was the most complete game that we've had since Tennessee, I think. Right?
Yeah. Outside of winning, but yeah.
Outside of winning, right? And 4th and 17, that's just inexcusable. I mean, how do you not? And you saw, I don't know which player it was, but you saw the guy that was, 5 yards, 6 yards in front of the play, and he's just, where do I go? Where am I supposed to be? Where's the ball? He's searching. instead of keeping everything in front of them. All them guys keeping them in front of them. So,
yeah, tough. Look, I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Like, it's just one of those, like, just sucks the air out of the room kind of loss, you know?
And I've heard a lot of guys on the channel tonight talk about being in the 20s and stuff like that, and the Gators have been bad their whole life. Well, I'm 43. No, I'm 44. 90s and 2000s.
There were some rough spots. Yeah.
Well, I've seen the good years too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And I think
I see the
Armstrong.
90s.
And I know that we don't want to be the school where you learn, but I think this year for Armstrong will be a positive thing. And I think the experience for all these freshmen coming into next year, plus we'll get Boone back, we'll get some pieces back.
Yeah.
I think that next year we'll be a little bit better on defense, probably a lot better. As long as Billy can keep the game day play calling to an elite level, hopefully he brings in a coordinator that can handle that. I'm just, the first year it was like, okay, what are we doing? We got this elite quarterback that's really inconsistent. What are we doing? There was a whole bunch of questions. This year, I have seen major issues with Billy's play calling and his game management, the whole nine, right? All year. But
sure,
hopefully he'll bring in somebody where he can be that CEO and take a higher level on the team and clean up the special teams, just the stuff that is inexcusable.
Agree.
And if he's honest with himself, and like he says in his press conferences, where we're going to evaluate and we're going to be honest and we're going to do that, hopefully he'll take a real hard look at the tape on the off season and say, yeah, this is where we need to do something different.
For sure. Trevor, man, I appreciate you waiting. Appreciate you calling. I think it was, again, it's great to hear a lot of the consistencies with the phone calls, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support. Ooh, all right. Scooter McGavin, $5 is we're in the position where flip coat fire because we're keep firing coaches. You need more than 3 years to build a team. Holton Adams, talk to me.
All right. So for starters, the things that I didn't like about that game, because at the end of the day, it was a game where I was, punching the air, steaming.
Sure.
I didn't appreciate the last defensive drive. It seemed like we were trying to keep them out of the end zone and allowing yardage, when yardage is exactly what they're looking for to get a chip shot for their kicker. It was like 3 consecutive, 20-yard gains, allowing the receivers to get to the sidelines.
The 4th and 17, everyone's upset about, which, I mean, rightfully so. But we gave up 3 more fucking plays for, very easily as well. So
yeah, because we were on the outer edge of, what would have been a makeable field goal for them. We just needed to prevent receptions.
Yeah, we just gave up a bunch of nonsense as well there too. So tough.
And I understand that it's a young team, and I don't want to discount the crowd that was rocking tonight, honestly. But it is disheartening to see the Florida Gators being shaken up by the crowd at Missouri with all the offensive line miscues and false starts.
Yeah, that's unexcusable. I don't care, youth, none of that. That's at this point, dude. It's bro, that's just,
especially when we were getting, clowned in September for, I think, Princely, mocking the Utah Stadium. The Gators should be more prepared for big environments than Missouri, even if they're young.
It is rocking. I agree. You come to play at Florida, it's a different mentality.
But earlier this week, I was as down on Napier as I could possibly be with the decommitments. Sure. After this game, I'm a lot higher on him. I do think he needs to bring in an offensive coordinator, but I don't think it's as much for the scheme anymore, because I think the scheme works.
Max Brown really kind of opened it up. I was like, oh, this shit. I think he needs an offensive coordinator to take the pressure off, right? Because of the dumb miscues that we're making.
When you consider the realities of our offensive line and the patchwork state that it was in, not only today, but pretty consistently throughout the season. It's been the cause of all the short passes and the reason why we're not giving our running backs 30 carries a game, because, you know, they're that caliber of back.
Sure.
So
No, I agree. We should be like, we have two Cody Schraders back there, damn near close to it. We need to be able to utilize it.
yeah, I think the offensive scheme works, but I think if Billy or whoever would be in that place to be like a procedural guy, like we've been hearing so much with the personnel changes and getting some consistency on, you know, communication pre-snap, because that's been an issue, even on defense. But I do really think that we are personnel like on the field away from this being a scheme that works incredibly well. As you know, as far as if we're able to consistently recruit, because that's another thing. It's shameful to be short on talent in the state of Florida. But I think if we're able to get top 10 classes in the door, I think even the same product with some more playmakers, both sides of the ball, and help is a threat to be reckoned with.
I agree, man. I couldn't agree more. Holton, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you for your thoughts, and I appreciate you being patient.
And next week in the swamp with ETN and Wilson, there's going to be a few more less than intact femurs in Tallahassee.
Jesus.
We're getting that dub.
I love it, man. Appreciate it, big guy. Look at that mustache.
You like
it? It's gonna be good. You know it's gonna be a good call. What's up, big dog?
So full transparency here. I've never been on the Napier train since day one. I think he's gonna be an 8-win-a-year coach with a ceiling of 10. I'm really trying to get, you know, some understanding of what other people are talking about as far as like Napier's building something. Max Brown is the closest thing to DJ that we have right now. He gives you that third dimension, right, with an RPO.
Sure.
But yet, as a coaching staff, we make the decision to go really conservative, knowing that we have a defense that can't do anything, right?
Sure.
So we run 3 runs up the middle, try to bounce one outside, right? ETN goes out of bounds. Of course, that plays a major role, but we had the talent on the field to get in the end zone, knowing that our defense wasn't going to be able to hold a 1-point lead. When does the accountability take effect? And when I say accountability, it's the same 5 to 6 guys week in, week out that decide our fate, right? It's Marshall, it's Kimber. I've seen those 2 dudes give up on plays multiple times, yet they still have a locker. They still have a starting spot on the roster. And number one for me, as far as accountability, is Napier. I'm so sick of hearing that, you know, within the losses, we learn lessons. If that were the case, we'd all be fucking Harvard grads by now, right? Because this guy he's really good at talking in the post game without saying anything, without holding his accountable. As far as you know, Graham Mertz, that dude earned the number 15 jersey tonight, right? He played with more heart than I've seen in a long time. But I also know that he was playing on borrowed time. What was it, 31 sacks this year? And they weren't just like pull him down a little bit. They were hard hits on him. We were playing on borrowed time. Max Brown was ready. He showed he was ready.
Yeah.
There's some timing differences. Everybody's going to have timing differences when you alternate quarterbacks. But Max Brown had that third dimension to him that could have got us in the end zone and really changed the course of the game. I was pissed tonight. I didn't expect to win, but I didn't realize that the coaching staff would be the ones to hold us back. If anybody has any different to say, then they can go ahead and pipe in. But I think our biggest vulnerabilities are coaching and accountability.
Look, I think it's a refreshing take, and I'm kind of glad that you called in because obviously everyone kind of is on the same boat of like, hey, there's some positives, and there is, and I think sometimes on myself, I find it hard to be critical because I try to be positive because there is so much negativity. I think you kind of nailed it on the head, and I think your concerns with Billy Napier are definitely have been vocalized, and I'm starting to I'm on your train in the sense that look, they're the same type of mistakes, the same type of lack of accountability continues to happen. And we saw it with the second half or going into the second half. I said it at the halftime report and I said it last week. We don't show any drive and the opportunity to score. That to me is just a concern. That's coaching. And I think really when you said, hey, he's going to be an 8 to 10 win guy because we haven't seen that edge, right? We haven't seen you take kind of just the game by the balls, that scare money don't make money that we kind of wrote into this with. And yeah, I think you're spot on. And like, even if you do get the right guys around you, I don't know. And I look, it's starting to honestly feel that way. And I think that's where a lot of people are feeling as well. I think I think you're spot on. You described it well.
And the last caller said it was the most complete defensive performance that we've seen since Tennessee. But yet that still puts us damn near dead last in the SEC. I mean, they still put 450 yards on us, maybe more.
Yeah, I think so. Look, that's where we also, I kind of realized that, right? We get a little blinded because, wait, that was our most complete game. Whoa, that still sucks, right? Like, it's still like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a complete the Tennessee game. I mean, I think defensively we played pretty damn well. I think we gave like 18 points, something like that. But again, this was the most complete game, honestly, like genuinely. But like, we still gave up 500 yards, 170 on the ground. It's like, well, shit, if that's our most complete game, we got a lot of work to do still.
Yeah, and my last point as a commoner here that lives in a very modest 2-story home, I'm tired of hearing about the pressure on Billy Napier. He signed up for $7.5 million a year, right? Pressure comes with it. You knew that the day you took the job at University of Florida. I don't care 2 shits about pressure. If I could take that pressure, making $1 million a year, I'm in.
I mean, with the stash like that, I think you can handle all kinds of pressure, Russ. I wouldn't put it past you.
Dude, I'm in.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I think, look, I mean, it is a lot of pressure, but it's like you said, like you sign up. And he admitted to that. Like when they asked him, I think 2 weeks ago about being fired, like the other guys being fired, he's like, we know what we're doing here. I don't know if you saw Matt Rule's comment. He's like, it's like the mafia. You come in and it's not when you get hacked, it's a matter of, or if you get hacked, it's a matter of when, and you're just trying to find the sweet spot in between it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. They know what they're in. He gets it. But I think fan base are like trying to say something because Urban Meyer has really hyped that up. Urban honestly kind of pulled the bitch card more than anybody. He really pulled it's a pressure card more than most coaches do, to be honest with you.
And I actually lived in Columbus when all that went down, so it was a pretty interesting time.
For sure. Well, Rusty, you're welcome to call in anytime, man. It was like I said, a lot of people kind of pumping up the same kind of thing that I'm saying. It's like I don't mind people coming in and being critical. The comment section saying, hey, you're a dumbass or this. It's like, that's not healthy. I'm down for a healthy debate. I'm down for you not having the same thoughts of me. And I genuinely look, bro, we all want the same fucking thing at the end of the day. I want to win fucking football games. My perspective on life is a little bit different, right? And I try to always look at the positive and I try to find like, how can we get better? What's things to improve on? But I think your perspective of like, look, I've always been questionable. Doesn't mean I don't support or believe, but here are my reasons for questioning. Here's why. And I love it. So I appreciate the feedback, man.
Hey, thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. $10 from Derek Crawford says, our guys looked lost on defense on crucial downs for sure. They look like a confused and out there thinking instead of playing ball. Maybe Armstrong needs to simplify the playbook for them. Maybe. Chad Hayes been yelling it down there.
Hey, man.
What's up? What's up, baby?
So, AKA Mr. Sunshine Pumper here. I've been waiting about an hour to get on here, and I just want to say some stuff, man.
Go ahead, Bubba.
So, obviously, the first thing I want to point out is a lot of people talk about, like, why does Graham Mertz wear 15? That's a disgrace. He shouldn't be able to because Tebow and this and that and the other. When I saw that man take on 2 defenders and truck through them, get the first down, and lower his shoulder again, that's the most fired up I've been in a long time, man.
Oh, yeah.
And And the thing about it, in my opinion, is, man, tonight was another tough loss. Took it on the chin. I mean, it's a tough one to swallow. It is. But, I mean, you're a huge Florida fan. We're all huge Florida fans here. Does our team not seem bought in? Do our guys not seem bought in? I mean, in my opinion, it's just like we keep losing these games, and they're tough ones. I was listening earlier when you were talking about it, like if it had been blown out by 40, it's a little bit easier to accept than, you could have won it and you lost it. But our guys are fighting to the end, man. Like, it just seems like we've got a bunch of dogs in there. And I just get to thinking, I'm like, if we get our defense put together next year and we're putting up points like we are right now, like, you're looking at a whole different outcome. Granted, we have a lot harder schedule next year. I understand. But I'm just saying that, Etienne and Montrell Johnson keep consistently having really good games. Eugene Wilson, I could go down the list. But I just think, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is Missouri was number 9 in the nation. They have 2 losses.
Best two loss team in the country, I said like 2 weeks ago. I still believe it.
Yeah, man. They're
good football team.
They're a great football team. I don't think any of us had expectations of coming in here and winning the game. The spread was 11, I believe, plus 11 or minus 11 for them. We come in there, we play our tails off, and I'm tired of saying, I know it's the same thing every week. We play our tails off, but we just came up short, But
yeah,
if you're on the Billy train, a lot of people aren't. I'm in all these fan chats, all these groups, a lot of people aren't. They want him gone. By year 3, I think you got to give him 3 years, like you've mentioned. By year 3, I think, he fully has all his guys. He has, the play calling. I personally don't. I know you're big on. You think we need to hire an OC. Play calling's questionable. Man, when you're putting up 35, 40 points,
it's more just. It's not even the play call, because again, I think offensive coordinator come in and we saw a little more of it open up a little bit with Max Brown, which excited me. It's just it's relieving the pressure. Like what great team has the head coach calling offense coordinator? I'm sure there is one out there that's happened before, right? There's always a diamond in the rough, but every great head coach has a great coordinators alongside of him, right? I mean, even Saban and Kirby have guys. So those 2 guys have won multiple championships. That's the fucking formula, bro. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Put your ego to a side. Look, the shit's already made for you. You don't have to try to do it differently. That's my thing of like, it's abnormal, like what you're doing here, right?
Right. I agree, man. I agree that, I think it's good to hire. Same thing with, Austin Armstrong, man. Like, everybody's hating on Austin Armstrong. It's like, at some point, can you say that Kimber's not the guy? Our personnel can be questionable at times. And it's like, I think there were several times tonight where he had the right schemes drawn up. It's just guys aren't making tackles. They're not making plays. They're not, and that can be fixed, in my opinion, with recruiting and the transfer portal. That can be. I do want to see Rob Sale gone. That is the one thing I will say. I think it's time. I think we need to can him, just because.
Well, according to the announcers on ESPN, Rob Sale's our offensive coordinator. I don't know if you heard that or not, but
I did hear them say that, and I'm like, did he mean to say that, or did he mean to say our offensive line?
He said it 19 times. They don't fucking know what they're doing.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So, but like, the whole Damian Jordan situation, like you said, when he came out of the game, everything just completely turned for the better.
That was wild.
It's wild. And that falls on Napier, not making the right call to do that. But, I just think, we get some more depth there. I'm really hoping we can get Jordan Seaton somehow, man. That'd be great. Fletcher Westfall coming in, but some good offensive tackles, especially to protect Mertz. And, man, I'll go to war with that, man. Another year with Mertz. I think we could look at a 9-3 type year next year. I know that's crazy. I keep saying that. I'm going to keep calling it every week, man. I'm super optimistic, but like I said, I'm like kind of like you. Like, I heard you should bring that up. Like, kind of look at the positive side of things. Like, we could all sit here and say, like, gosh, Florida sucks. We lost another game. This same thing keeps happening. We need to fire our coach. We need to do this. Look, man, at some point you can't keep firing coaches. At some point you got to say, we're riding with this guy, man. And I don't know if you listen to Missouri, if you look at their coach's first 3-4 years,
Trash.
Horrible. But look where they're at now. They don't want him gone.
Hell no, Drinkwitz's the man. But look, I also think too, Drinkwitz, what people don't realize, Mizzou brought back 80% of the team. That's more than any fucking college football team in America. So that's huge. That's all going to be that. We'll see how this coaching and how great Eli is come next year when they're kind of get this full cycle. Same thing with Norvell. He's going to be tested as well next year too. So a lot of these guys that we're praising, like, look what they're doing. They're all going to face a lot of struggle Lincoln Riley's facing struggle in year 2. Brent Venables facing struggles in year 2 as well too. So, and Texas A&M has all the money in the world. This is the one big thing, and then I'll let you go check because I got people waiting. But that we keep saying we can go out and get Lane Kiffin. We can go get these guys, and that's kind of where I'm kind of putting my head at. It's like right now Texas A&M, who keeps being labeled as this top tier college team, right? They've got all the money. They're Texas. They should be a top 10 national team every single year. They should be competing for a playoff every single year. Bitch ain't been close in forever. But that's the narrative, right? Right now, the leading guy for their head coaching position is Duke. Duke and the UTSA he interviewed the other day.
Mike
so
Elko.
Yeah, and I'm not. I know I know UTSA's done some great things, but to me, that's a big time job, and that's the guy taking a step up. That's not you stealing Dan Lanning. That's not you stealing, a proven coach. That's you going after a coach that's showed some success in a lower tiered school and moving them up. And if Texas A&M, that has all the firepower, they're paying a guy $75 million not to coach for them, is not able to rip a proven guy. I don't know how Florida thinks. Now, obviously, everyone's calling for Jed Fish's head at Arizona now, but Jed Fish been there for 4 years, put a process together, built something up. You ain't giving him 4 years. He comes here to Florida. You know what I mean?
No.
Like that's just the thing.
And I just want to finish on this. A point that you brought up earlier that I really, really agree with is how you said we're not a school. We shouldn't be, and we're not a school where you have 4 or 5 years to figure it out. We're Florida. This is a natty school. So, like I said, year 3, man. Year 3. If he can't show some immense progress in year 3, I do think, let him go. But give him 4 years.
For sure. I appreciate it, Chad, man.
Come on, I love you guys' show, man. And
love you too, man. Thank you, man.
Right,
appreciate it, man.
Oh, there he is. He's alive. Thanks, Chad. Matt Willie?
Yo.
What's up, man? You've been waiting a while. How you doing,
this
big
is my
guy?
first time. I've been watching the show for
That's what she said.
I don't know, but this is my first time ever. I've been taking notes here. I just got an iPad, so I'm doing the thing on the iPad. Okay. So I agree with a lot of things what he just said, but I disagree with the year 3 thing. Look at Florida State. You know what I'm saying? Florida State we were dogging Florida State, right?
Sure.
About, he's a shit coach, blah, blah, whatever.
Norvell was on the hot seat at the beginning of the year last year. Holly refuses to say it, but I remember the season started. I remember because Billy
trying to fire him.
Oh,
they were trying to fire him. All my friends. I live up here in Northwest Florida.
Okay.
All my friends are Florida State fans. I'm the only Gator fan around.
You got shitty friends, bud.
It is what it is, right? But you know what I'm saying? But they were like, we gotta fire this month. It's a Willie Taggart 2.0. Willie Taggart 2.0,
Yep.
And all of a sudden they start winning games.
Now he's our Lord and
this is
Savior.
the best coach we've ever hired. Better than Jimbo, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what the fuck? This was 2 weeks ago. You're like.
And now he's going to A&M.
We got to.
Now A&M's coming after him. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, right. And he's like, no, I'm not going to A&M. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, he said he's not going. So did Jimbo, right? Yeah. But honestly, fuck off Florida State. I don't really give a shit.
Facts.
What I do got to say is Billy was way too conservative at the end of the first half again. I literally looked at my wife and I was like, he's about to run the ball. And we ran the ball. And I was like, dude, we have 1 minute and 23 seconds left. Why are we put the faith in the man? The man's been proven time and time and time again to do the right thing. And the interception was it wasn't even Mertz's interception. You know what I mean? It just so happened to fall into the guy's arms.
Yeah, he was a little off early on. Had a little bit too much heat going on. But I agree. Look, the problem is
interception. It just so happened to fall into his arms on the he was trying to throw that away, or to our guy, and it just so happened. Whenever it got intercepted, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that got intercepted. But and I also think people are talking so much shit on Jordan Castell, and I think Jordan Castell actually played a really good game today.
No,
a
look, and this is
mistake.
where I think it was. I can't remember if it was Shannon or Steven, but this is where people kind of like forget, and this is where we go back to the youth. And this isn't an excuse, and it is youth, but it comes down to endurance, right? And not necessarily even just your body physically, right? Mentally, like people who have never played a game or just a sport in general, like that. It's harder. You're like, oh, it's week 12. Yeah, you're worn to the fucking nitty gritty,
Oh, for
dude.
sure.
High school ball ain't nowhere close to what you're doing here. Again, if the concept is as grand as what we hear it is, then that's huge, man. So I'm not making excuses. I'm just the benefit of the doubt. Like bro, Jordan Castell, I watched him at Tennessee game. I was at the game, bro. So it was incredible to watch him and do what he was able to do. And when you're young like that, like myself on these shows, I've learned, I became callous to these things. And just throughout the season, I've become more callous and learned how to manage my emotions a little bit, coming on the shows, dealing with haters and shit. Last year, this time, if we were like as big as we are and I have all this negativity, I would have not been able to handle it very well because I wouldn't have been calloused. I wouldn't have been prepared. Like I've adjusted how I manage my day to be prepared for this now because I'm not getting tired. I'm not getting worn out. There's 50 of you guys waiting to call in, and I want to make sure that I give you my best, right? I'm not just dying. I'm getting a little thirsty now.
You can't lose yourself, right? You can't lose yourself.
So it's the same thing. And I learned from last year how to manage it. I work with Cody of like, how do I need to manage my day better so I'm not exhausted? Because tomorrow we got 3 shows we got to fire up, right? So I'm learning and I'm just doing a fucking talk show. And I know it's not the same thing as playing football, but I'm just trying to give you the idea of like, hey, I'm managing how this is my season. I'm right in the middle of it, right? I'm playing too, coach.
Hey, my point is that I really think, like, listen, I'm a Disney Gator just like you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I always have been. So listen, when I grew up, when I was playing young Pee Wee football, it was when Tim Tebow and Percy Harvin were top of their game, right? So my number was 16. So I could be adding Percy Harvin and Tim Tebow's numbers together.
This guy,
so I
this
wanted
guy's
to
a
be
man.
number 16, right? You know? And I mean, I fucking love what you do. You do all. I mean, I listen to your shit all the time. I just don't really ever chime in that much. But I just feel like so many fucking Gator fans like just chill out for a second. Look what the fuck Mike Norvell just did. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was talking so much shit last year, right? How much shit was everybody talking? Every Gator fan was talking so much shit about Mike Norvell last year, and that could be Billy, right? Like just. Give it a second, man. Just stop being such a, I don't know. You know, it's just,
for sure.
Maybe we do need a little bit of patience. I mean, I get it. I'm impatient myself. I get it. I want the Gators to be 2008. I want them every day of the week to be 2008 Gators, right? But
we all do. We all do.
You know, sometimes maybe if we don't just fire someone every now and then, maybe we give them a little bit of time and we can figure it out, right?
We'll see. Matt, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your notes on the iPad. Cheers. That's everyone's saying is that a Bud Light. It's a Michelob, guys. Know your beer. Know your beer cans.
It's a Michelob.
Yeah, know your beer cans. That's on you if you can't recognize that. It's pretty clear.
Sorry,
Matt, be good, man. Enjoy your friends this week, Bubba. Later, buddy. Look at this sexy guy right here. Turn the shit down, Bozeman.
Oh shit. Hold on. I'm going outside.
All right. Oh, you're the Hard Rock, right?
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
Did you win?
I'm at Twin Peaks.
Oh, yes, sir. Titties and beer, baby.
Celebrating my tournament. Yeah, I had a couple beers, celebrated my tournament win, and then
how'd you do?
You won? Sorrows. My what?
You won?
I played a tournament today, and we chopped it 7 ways. I got $4,550.
Good. Hey, that kind of helps with us maybe not winning 6 games. So I'm happy. I was stressing for you today. I was telling everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick though, Ricky, for my birthday is surprising me and taking me to Vegas in 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
2
Fired
weeks.
up. December
I'm gonna
3rd.
be on a cruise. December 8th. What day?
December 3rd through the 6th.
Nice.
How you feeling though? Talk to me about the game.
So, I was watching the game while I was playing the tournament, so I'm trying to concentrate on the tournament, but I'm also watching the game. I have it recorded. I'm going to rewatch it, but from my thoughts, I mean, a really exciting game, back and forth. Obviously disappointed with the ending. I think Pearsall is just, a great game. Graham Mertz, that play where he went through two defenders and bowled them over, that's got to be in the hype.
like when they do the hype video before our games, they got to put that in there. I mean, that was amazing, but unfortunately, it looks like he I don't know. Have you heard any news about how bad his injury is?
I think it's collarbone. I think he's done.
Yeah.
But it's not the throwing shoulder. But so.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's done so.
He basically just sacrificed his body just to get us that first down. I mean, I love that dude. I mean, he's not a running quarterback, and he just said, you know what, we got to get this first down, and he plowed through 2 guys. One of the guys was hurt. Like, he was on the ground for a few minutes.
Yeah, look, I think I love out for the season. They said, I figured as much when he came back out like that. With college football though, and Q's been saying in the chat, he's been screaming and yelling all night. You need a running quarterback nowadays. You just do, and the pro style, which is what Graham is. I mean, he works, but it's just you need that ability, especially with the offensive line. What it is, you need to be able to be a threat on your feet, and that's what Max Brown. I mean, that was fun to watch. Again, I don't know. We didn't see too much of his arm. It just came up. Fractured collarbone. At least not broken. That's like a 6 to 8 week thing, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
It was
I'm like
definitely
fired. I'm
fun to
watching
watch.
Formula One right now, and fucking Vegas is on, and I'm fired the fuck up to go to Vegas.
I
right
know.
now. It's hard to be
Dude,
upset knowing I'm going to Vegas in 2 weeks.
It's fun. I mean, like the sphere with all the cool stuff they put up there. That thing's pretty cool. But yeah, it was fun to watch Max Brown. And Khalil Jackson. Dude, does he know how to make a normal catch? Like every catch is a highlight reel catch. That dude's a
Unreal.
beast.
Like the guy's like nowhere to be seen, and then he just jumps over like 3 guys and grabs. He's like, I'm done for the night, guys. I'm out. That's all I needed.
And Trevor Etienne, I mean, he's always been the dude. I mean, it's just, but it's just, when it's 4th and 17, I'm sitting there watching it, and we just chopped the tournament, so I'm all excited. I'm like, dude, if I win this, we're going to Vegas. I got a 5-figure day today, and it's 4th and 17. Like, how many fans with 4th and 17 are like nervous as hell, except for Gator fans? Like, that's a 99% stop rate. Like, I saw a stat where, yeah. And I did not feel good at all. I'm watching the play, and I'm like, oh my God. And of course, wide open. And then they got him another 30 yards to make the chip shot field goal, and it's just sickening.
It was deflating for sure. But Bozeman, I love you, man. We'll see you next week, right?
Next week I'm going to the game, and I mean, without Jordan Travis, I mean, hell, I mean, we got a shot. Who's their backup?
Ruderick, he's a junior. He kind of balled out tonight. He had like 230 yards, 13 of 23 with 2 touchdowns. I know, but everyone kind of gave him a shit. But bro, buddy fucking came off the bench and dialed it in. I mean,
so did Max
you know what I mean?
So did Max Brown.
That's what look, it's gonna be a good game. I'm excited for it, man. I was excited for it before whatever went down, but I'm excited about it again. I mean, hopefully the team kind of keep it moving. I love it, buddy.
We got one
Appreciate
more shot next week. Yeah, I'll definitely see you next week. Looking forward to it.
Enjoy the titties and beer. Love you, buddy.
Love you. Bye.
Harrison, scare money don't make money. Little Gator Collective throwback logo there. What's up, buddy?
Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. So it was disappointing, but I want to just get this off my chest real quick. So I've really liked Billy Napier. I think he's definitely the guy. That being said, he's got a whole fuckload of changes to make this offseason. And this is just what I've observed from watching the Gators play. I've been a Gator fan since 2006. The very first Gators game I ever saw was when Tim Tebow threw 7 touchdowns against South Carolina. That's what got me into being a Gator fan. But different conversation. Our D-line coach and our cornerbacks coach packed their bags. They're out the door because I'm sick and tired of watching this D-line every week. Let me pull up a statistic for you real quick, High Top. When we played South Carolina, their offensive line was dead last in college football. They had given up 28 sacks going into that game. The Gators got 2. That in and out of itself is just absolutely embarrassing. But every week, the quarterback has like 10 years to throw the football because the Gators can't get pressure on him. And every time they do, he throws an incompletion or a bad throw. It's like, do that every single play. Now let's get to the secondary. This secondary, whoever's our secondary coach, please fire them because I'm tired. Jalen Kimber and Jason Marshall, why they're still on the field, I have no clue. They can't cover anybody. They couldn't cover a blanket. They're so bad. Like I'm tired of watching our cornerbacks Like like the 4th and 17, there's like 3 Gator defenders standing right around the Missouri guy. Not one of them jumps up for the football. It's like you have to make a play. You have to be able to get to cover your guy and not let him just stand there. There's so many plays where Cook throws the ball. There's literally a dude sitting there wide open. I'm like, cover your guy. Like this isn't like, and I get it, we're not gonna have a perfect game every week, but the fact that this is that this is happening every week where the D line can't get pressure, they can't stop the run, they can't cover anybody, it's awfully concerning. Now Austin Armstrong kind of gets a little bit of a pass because this is his first year in a new system, so he's kind of sort of learning stuff. But the other coaches, what are they doing? The O-line too. Like Graham Mertz going out was a huge downside, but there's a reason that happened, and it's because the O-line couldn't protect him in the slightest. And I kept saying this. I was like, Graham Mertz is eventually going to take a hard hit, and he's going to get hurt. And that's exactly what happened because the O-line couldn't protect him in the slightest. And it's like, at this point, High Top, it's like you have like I've given enough chances to these coaches because at this point you have to sit there and go, if you're like, I'm not asking for like a top 5 defense. I just want to see improvement every single week. And if that's not happening, then they shouldn't be coaching that position. If the D-line looks exactly the same every week, they should not be, the D-line coach shouldn't have a job. Like whoever's our D-line coach, how he still has a job is beyond me because seriously, this D-line looks like they don't have a clue what they're doing out there. Like the whole defense just looks like every week like they don't have a clue what's going on. Like you have people like running the wrong routes, blowing wide open coverages. I mean, that's the whole reason we lost to Arkansas. It was just like the defense couldn't cover anybody. KJ Jefferson can run, and they never QB spied him. It's like Schrader can run, and they didn't run defense in the slightest.
They shut it down the second half. But I think your point on, I mean, look, this kind of does fall back to Austin because I would assume he's the boss of the defensive lineman and the secondary. I think Corey Raymond kind of acts as his own, who is the DB coach. Corey Raymond's getting dragged, so you're spot on with that. But yeah, I think that's kind of just the same consensus that we keep all coming back to, that we like Billy. Now, some people aren't bought in on Billy, but I would say a good amount of people say they like Billy, like his personality. Not sure quite yet if he's the right guy for the job to get us over the hump to become a national championship style of coach, right? But we like him.
I'm going to say this, High Top. I agree with what you just said, but I think this offseason, this is Napier's test this offseason because I agree 100% he's got to get an OC because the problem is his play calling isn't just bad. It's just like, I'll give you this. South Carolina, he called a great game. This game, the second half of this game, he called a really good game, but it's not consistent. And that's the issue is he needs an OC because it's like if it's 3rd and 8, he throws a 2-yard pass to ETN and just hope he outruns the whole defense. That can't work. Don't get me wrong, ETN's a great player and he's a literal god, but he's not going to outrun the whole defense. And Billy has to just swallow his pride, hire an offensive coordinator. He focuses on recruiting and building the team up. If he does that this offseason, and I'm going to say you this, High Top, before I let just one last point.
No, you're good.
I believe he is going to get an OC because if there's one thing Billy Napier is not, it's ignorant. And he knows that things can't continue this way if he wants to stay the head coach. I think he knows that. So I would be very surprised if he doesn't hire an offensive coordinator because he knows he can't continue this if he wants to stay at Florida.
No, I think that's going to happen. The crazy thing is too, again, because I don't like to sit here and act like I know it all, but I watch plenty of football like the rest of us. And every time they pan over when the offense is doing well, or they're thriving or not doing well, what do? They show the offensive coordinator. Where is the offensive coordinator? He's in the fucking booth. He's an eye in the fucking sky. Yeah. When they want to point to our offensive coordinator, they can't find him because Billy's walking in between fucking people trying to figure out how to call play. Like, that's what just mind blows me. It's like, I don't know. But Harris, I think you're spot on, man. I really appreciate your thoughts and opinions. And thank you for being patient and waiting. We had a long line and you waited the entire time. So thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Go Gators, man.
Yep, go Gators.
Cody, you good? How's Tiffany? She asleep?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, we got one last caller here. Carson Hurst.
You hear snoring?
Mystery relevant. Because you're the last pick. Carson, don't blow it. Don't fuck. Hey, you're still muted, which concerns me that you're either waiting to come in with a big punch, or you fell asleep, or this is going to be a blunder. And Harrison was the last call, and I should have gave him a big intro. Fuck.
You fell asleep?
I don't know.
Easy to do.
Oh, Carson, don't do this.
It's 1 a.m.
You think he just got? You think he zonked?
Yeah. He got too many lattes in him. Yeah. I could smell it a mile away.
Okay. All right, Carson. Well. Tiffany. Oh, boys. Well.
About woke her up.
Cody's cheesing me. Yeah, this is incredible. Cody, you can go, buddy. You have a good night. You go sleep with your wife. You've done good.
Thanks, bud.
Love you, buddy.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Well, boys and girls, man. Yeah, boo Carson. What a dweeb, right? Waited all night. I really appreciate everybody who called in. Got a lot to think about before tomorrow's show. Whew. It's gonna be a rough one next year. What next? Over 500 strong for almost an hour is absolutely incredible. You guys are awesome. Whether you're hating on me, hating on the Gators, talking shit, look, I appreciate it. I appreciate just the support, and appreciate you guys hanging out and being good. You guys be good. Like and subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We got 2 shows tomorrow. We got the morning show and then the afternoon show. So you guys be good. Get some sleep. Love you.